Okay, so the specification that we're looking for in our technician, in our engineers, in our scientists, in our chemists, and in our inventory specialists, and data analysts, um, all those software data 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 services that we have, like Google Fi, that works with Google Fi and stuff like that. This is basically what we're talking about when we're talking about those things, and it's basically where we're talking about more of the vehicle registration part, where you're not only concerned about the vehicle, you're not only wanting a vehicle, but you're wanting more to purchase the vehicle and be able to keep it for good and use it as a home collected vehicle instead of renting a vehicle. So it's basically where you're practicing on having your own home ownership and your own property ownership. And that's basically how my proposition is leading my type of environment, and that goes for 1949 to 2089. So it still has this variety of character as you're going to dealerships and picking the cars that you want. And it's just the difference between what color. You got the brand there. You can choose you can choose the brand. You already have the brand there. You just choose the type and the color that you want, and that's basically it that you all have to worry about at the time. And it's basically where you're working with the prices instead. So that's basically working with $50. That's just basically Pmc2 squared's analysis of how to promote for a vehicle. So that's basically working with Pmc2 squared and vehicle coverage. So the price of a vehicle would be up to about $50, just because it's worth about $69,659 in a compound combination rating. It's basically made to be a cheaper price just because more people from that program or from that company uses that dealership, or uses that car type for a big large investment. And that's basically what you call enterprise at the time, free enterprise at the time. So that's basically where you're working on bigger objectives of descriptions and meanings of what free enterprise mean. And that's basically where you're paying the bigger bill to reduce the price. And it's basically and it always fits in that 50 is always bigger than $10. So it's basically always a bet in some ways of $57,000, $57,770 bets and higher. Especially when it goes up to 69,456. It has to use its range of it have to use its availability range. Within the next $10,000 thousand to a $10,000 range. And it's basically where you're using a $50 bill at, and being able to purchase one of your vehicles upon that. So that's just working on 9,800% of free enterprise at the time. So it's basically, let's get into depth into about what free enterprise does to its cars to promote that detail. So with that allowance, being $50 for a car, you have to be buying at least more than 5 cars in order for it to be $50. And that's basically where you're learning more towards having the common rate of having an urbanized year that you can pay for those types of things, like 2018 or 2020. and that's basically where you're using more of the wholesale price. And other than that, you're talking about Cadillac, you're talking about um, Chevy. You're talking about a whole lot of that, and that's just the $50 within the $69,450 we explained. And it's basically where you're working with a whole lot of money that collects money, and it's basically where you building up that reference note full of its statistics, and being able to prove a right that that dollar, that bill is all you need to make a reference for a specified program that has free enterprise in it in its own way. So that's basically where you're using 5,900 different specifications to prove a spectrum of where you can get the cars, or where you can get the cars, or how you can imagine getting those cars for your groups that you assemble cars for. And that can work with any international group like UIL, Max Preps, Dave Campbell's, Huddle. Just being able to buy a district of cars, and it's basically where you're working with cars up to about 9 to 20 cars, and it's basically where you're working with that type of compound that costs about 69,550, and basically um, basically you paying $50 for each and every car that's being established at that hour. So you paying $50 9 times, $50 20 times, and it's paying for each and every car that you get at that hour. So it's pretty much paying for crops and stock and product at that time. So it's being able to pay a better equalized deal as the for the profiles and programs that you pay for. And that's basically where you're using more towards having tuition for what you pay for, being more acknowledged of what you're paying for. So that just like that 39,000 could be spent, and could be that 39,000 can purchase a nice 2014 Equinox. So that's basically where you want to be able to explain the point that $50 is more than that $39 at the time, just because buying that $39,000 item, you bought more than $50 of product at the time. And that's basically where you're looking at different specifications, different complete specifications that you bought. You bought like nine specifications for $50, and you used them for 59 days. So that's basically where you're using more bang for your buck. So you're getting the combination of the different trademarks that go on within Ecoleaf, and all its other co-sponsors like Sears, Sam's, and Target. So you got more of a majority vote towards those things, and it's basically a popular vote, instead of it being more into the popular demand. Is more of the popular vote that it mattered to, because originally, you can go $57,747 and not care about what the item costs. But eventually, we want to have as much time and comfort to comfort the ones that we're surrounded with, and be able to be acknowledged by the same detail. Just because one item is out don't mean you can't buy many more. And that's just basically how I was thinking in my capitalist mindset. Since 2012, just because there's one don't mean we can't have many after that. Just because free enterprise had set standard in 1971 and to 2009. So you got a big gist of that, and getting what you want based off of how how determined you are to make a payment. And it's basically where you want to be able to um, earn more for a complete payment towards a full authorized vehicle. And that's basically where you're working with more of that analysis.